Heyo, what's up guys, welcome to today's video. Today's video is gonna be about a recent game that I played in Challenger, where I played Kha'Zix into Kayn, and I basically had the perfect game where I got every single jungle objective. I had a really fast-paced jungle game, and we basically hard stomped the entire enemy team. So yeah, we started off by putting a ward to cover our own top side, simply because Kayn can do raptors into a red. So basically putting this ward here will basically make sure that if he goes for the enemy raptors into red buff clear, then I can basically see him doing it, and then I can basically do the same to him and take out his red and raptors as well. So then we recall, we get a sweeper, and then we start clearing. We do a full clear, going blue gromp into wolves, where we then go into topside, clear out our raptors and our red buff. Then we basically see Kayn going for a gank here on topside onto Yasuo, and I want to collapse since he has no Q and E, so he can basically force his flash. And that is exactly what we did. So now we got Kayn flash, we have Jack's prio, this means that we can get the top scuttle crap. So we take away top scuttle. We farm mid while Jack's not in lane, and then we go straight to bot scuttle since Kayn is still on top side or in base. So we basically got 2 scuttle crabs onto Kayn. Then we go for a gromp and wolf clear, and raptors as well. And then we have 1.4k gold, and we will recall for Red's my jungle item, 2 long swords, and a control ward. And then we go straight into bot side and take his red buff since we are ahead in experience. And then we go ahead and take Drake. So we get Drake a little late here. We're getting at 7 minutes and 20 seconds. You can do it. You can solo Drake as Kha'Zix at level 4 already after your first pack. But I wanted to counter jungle Kayn taking away his red buff to basically extend my XP lead onto him a bit more. So that ended up delaying the Drake a little bit, but that doesn't really matter too much. Then we kill blue, gromp and wolves into raptors. I then do a fail gank here, doesn't really work out, but I end up shoving the lane here with my mid laner. And then an interesting play comes where we have the Nidalee coming in. We kill the enemy Vladimir, kill the enemy Kayn, kill the enemy Nidalee, and then unfortunately Jax dies for this, but it also 3 for 1 with us getting first spot. So now we have 1.6k gold, and we are just gonna be instantly power farming here. Taking away raptors, taking red buff, the crux. And then we are a little bit greedy here because we have 2000 gold already in the bank. But we're basically playing for Rift Herald right now since we want to be having Rift Herald for potential platings in the early game. So you want to get Rift Herald before at least 12-minute mark, so you have 2 minutes to place the Rift Herald somewhere to get platings. So we're a little bit greedy here, but we're not being contested, and we do have prio on top side, so it's not too bad. But you definitely just want to take the objective and back out. You don't want to fight because now we have 2200 gold. So we get our jungle item upgraded and tab eyes, or tier 2 boots, and a long sword. And then we basically go to play for bot side since bot side jungle camps are coming up. So right now, after those 3 kills in mid lane, we have over 1000 gold lead with the first Drake and first Rift Herald, and we have a 1 level lead onto Kayn. So that's a pretty good start. Now we are looking for a bot gank here, but it doesn't really work out unfortunately, so we just back out and go back to power farming. Basically playing for bot side right now, because the Drake is about to spawn. Get a single kill onto Kayn, got his flash. And now Drake's about to spawn and the enemy jungler is dead, so we can basically take away enemy Drake for free and get the second Drake of the game. Do a little bit more of power farming here. Before we end up trying to go for another bot side gank here. Doesn't really work out, so we just use Rift Herald since we want to use it before 14 minute mark. It's not really the best Rift Herald, but there wasn't really any good situation to put it at. So I was basically forced to put it so I could get the platings. So at least was guaranteed to get 2 platings, the 320 gold. The most ideal Rift Herald, first Rift Herald, would be using Rift Herald on towers that has 2500 HP or less in order to get the first tower. But in this situation, there's 4 platings on top, 5 on mid, and 5 on bot. And I was just on bot side of the map before the 14 minute mark, so just use the bot for the 300 gold. And now we are sitting at another 1.7k gold. Recall and get Phage and Kindly Gem and another control ward. So now we go to clear our top side since we have red buff coming up. And enemy blue is actually coming up. We're actually going to invade Kayn here because we have the lead on him. End up stealing the blue away from him and actually end up getting a kill for free here. Here I was actually trolling a little bit. I should have taken enemy Grump instantly instead of moving up. I was thinking about doing my red buff here, but I realized that I wanted to counter jungle to basically extend my XP lead. Enemy top lane is overextending, so we try and jump onto him, but he sadly escapes because the champion has a billion dashes, but it's okay. We got Aurelia Flash and ulti. So then we take out red buff, get level 11, do W evolve, kill Vladimir, shove in the wave, and basically push for another tower here. So now we are in a situation where we actually have to be farming the jungle camps really fast. So we have Rift Herald up right now, and then we have Drake, which is about to spawn in 40 seconds. So we want to instantly take the Rift Herald and then instantly move all the way down to Drake to get the 2 Rift Heralds and the first 3 Drakes of the game. So we basically end up going for a fight. We kill the Nidalee. Get a kill on some Vladimir. Get a kill on Kayn. Jack sadly steals my quadra kill, but it's all good. So now we take the Drake. And now we have a massive lead. We are 8-0-2 with 2 Rift Heralds and 3 Drakes, and we have 3,300 gold. We're just gonna be farming the last bit of our jungle here. And then we're gonna recall. So now we have a 2 level lead onto Kayn. We got the first 5 jungle objectives. We got first tower on bot side, and then we got a tower ourselves in mid lane, as well as having a really high kill participation, being a part of 10 out of 11 kills. And we backed for upgrading our Black Cleaver and getting Warhammer and Serena Dirk that we're gonna be upgrading into a Duskblade, which we have enough for now, so we quickly reset. And now we have our damage pulse spike, and we are basically able to carry the game now. So here we're doing a little bit of a throw, we're kind of overextending. I was really looking for getting top tower, as well as getting Baron potentially, but didn't actually end up happening since Vayne died and then Jax died, but it's all good. We get the tower anyway. Then there's a little fight. I get healed by Soraka. Kill the Vladimir. Here's Rift Herald on top since it's about to expire. The Rift Heralds themselves, whenever I spawned them this game, was not so good, but the point in time that I was getting them was really good. But we do end up getting another tower for it, and then we are a little bit greedy here, trying to go for another proc with Rift Herald onto the inhib tower on top side, but we can't really do it. So now we are basically clearing their top side vision onto Baron, because that's the next objective that we're trying to play for. And then we recalled for Executioner's Calling, since they have Aurelia with Conquer, Redcane with Conquer, Vladimir and Nidalee healing. So they basically have a lot of healing that we want to be reducing. Then a fight here breaks out. We pick up a few kills. And I was thinking about doing Baron here, but the best thing to do here is getting the Drake. Because here Soul is better than Baron, because Soul is permanent for the rest of the game, whereas Baron is only for 3 minutes. So getting the Soul here first, and then we are playing for Baron right after. Really gonna be shoving the wave, so enemy has to deal with mid lane wave before they can actually come to Baron. We get the Baron, chasing Kayn. Can't actually remember if we end up killing him. Ah, yeah, we do. We, after a long chase, actually end up killing him. Here, it would probably been better to just push instead of chasing Kayn, but it is what it is. So yeah, by the 25-minute mark, we have a 10k gold lead. We have we have Mountain Soul, we got the first 4 Drakes, the 2 Rift Heralds and Baron. So we got 7 out of 7 jungle objectives. And we have been part of 13 out of 18 kills. So yeah, now we're basically just looking to push in some inhib towers and basically end the game. So yeah, we are just sieging here, we got the tower. Get the mid lane inhib. Get bot lane tower. We go for a fight. Enemy team is being down 11k gold, so they can't really do anything about it. And then we basically just end the game. So yeah. This is the most ideal jungle game that you can ever get, no matter what jungle that you're playing. So basically, to summarize what happened this game. So we got Drake before 8-minute mark. We then got the Rift Herald, the first Rift Herald. We then got another Drake into another Rift Herald, and then another Drake, then the Soul, and then Baron. So time-wise, when are you wanting to get the first Drake? So the first Drake spawns at 5 minutes, and some junglers can do them really early, and some junglers can do them a bit later. But ideally, you want to get Drake in between 5 and 8-minute mark. So let's say you get Drake at 6 minutes. This basically means that at 6 minutes you get the first Drake, so the next Drake is going to spawn at 11 minutes. This basically means that you want to be getting the Rift Herald between 8 and 10 minutes, and you want to be getting the next Drake at 11 minutes. So when it's just about to spawn, you're ready to take the second Drake already. This will basically give you the first Drake, first Rift Herald, and the second Drake. So let's say that you get the Rift Herald at 9 minutes. Then the next Rift Herald spawns 6 minutes after, so it spawns at 15. So this is where the game becomes a little bit intense, where you want to be trying to get both the second Rift Herald and the third Drake. So the third Drake, you got the first Drake at 6 minutes, the second Drake at 11 minutes. This basically means the third Drake is going to spawn at 16, but you have the Rift Herald spawning at 15. So here, you want to be making sure that you have a good reset, where you are not having a lot of gold and you just get out of base, instantly play for top side and the Rift Herald at 15 minutes, you pick that one up and you instantly move into bot side to get the Drake. That way you have 2 Rift Heralds and 3 Drakes, and then you just want to be picking up the Soul, and after the Soul you can get Baron, and once you get Baron, with Soul you can basically go for a siege onto inhib towers, and then you're basically going to be ending the game. So yeah, basically between the Rift Herald and the second Drake, let's see, where is it? The one here. So here, we're doing Rift Herald, but we also know that Drake is about to spawn in 40 seconds. So in this situation, you just want to instantly take the Rift Herald, like we do here. Instantly take it. Then a fight ends up happening in mid, and then instantly take the Drake afterwards. So you're gonna have one situation, if you're instantly taking the objectives like back to back to back, you're gonna have one situation where the Drake and Rift Herald is spawning with like a minute or like minute and a half from each other. So that's why you want to make sure that once this is about to happen, you're not going to be able to recall for a long period of time. So you want to be finishing Rift Herald, but you can't really reset after Rift Herald because Drake is about to spawn and you want to be prepared for getting the third Drake of the game. So that's why you want to make sure that you have just base before you go to Rift Herald, so you can go from Rift Herald instantly into Drake without having a lot of gold in your inventory basically. So yeah, but this is the perfect jungle game. This is how you ideally want to play jungle every single game. It's not possible to do this every single game, and in case that you have to give up the first Drake, that's all good. You want to prioritize the first Rift Herald at least, more than the first Drake, because the first Rift Herald gives 100 gold itself, whereas Drake only gives 25 gold when you kill it. As well as the first Rift Herald securing 2 platings, which is another 320 gold. And possibly being able to get your first tower, which is 400 gold. So you're guaranteed to get 420 gold of Rift Herald, whereas Drake only gives you 25 gold and then a small buff. And then you can potentially get a bonus 400 gold if you use Rift Herald for to get the first tower of the game. So that puts it at 820 gold. So yeah, if you have to give up the first Drake, it's all good. You just want to prioritize the Rift Herald. And if you have losing lanes, it's all good. You don't have to contest the Drakes or the Rift Heralds, but the most ideal game is basically playing like this. So yeah, if you learned something from this game, leave a like on the video. If you want to see more content, remember to subscribe to the channel to get more videos. If you have any questions regarding jungling, macro, pathing, Kha'Zix, anything, let me know in the comment section down below, or check out my Twitch stream over at twitch.tv/Kha'Zix. There will be a link in the description. And then I will basically say hope you guys enjoyed, and then I'll see you guys either in my next YouTube video or on my next live stream over at Twitch. So see you guys.